Hi everyone. Sorry about that. Wasn't quite sure when we were going live, but very excited to be here to announce the winners of the Cyclist Cafe of the Year Awards 2020. My name's Felicity Cloake. I am a food writer, mostly for The Guardian and The New Statesman, but I'm also a really, really keen cyclist. There's nothing I like to do more than get out on the bike, especially at the moment when it feels like otherwise we're very much confined to home. So it's just lovely to have that opportunity to escape, especially on two wheels. Last year I actually wrote a book, book about cycling around France and finding some really, really delicious food to eat. But actually, the thing that I missed that I just didn't find in France. They've got loads of bars, loads of great restaurants, but there's less of that sort of cafe culture. And one of the things that I really love about cycling in this country is how many great places there are to stop for coffee and cake, which, to be honest, is almost my favourite part of every ride. So this is the third annual Cyclist Cafe of the Year Awards, and I'm really delighted to say, maybe it's something to do with lockdown, but they've had a record number of entries this year. I think there are over 2,000 nominations. So thanks everyone that took part in it to nominate your favourite cafes. And it was a really hard process. I was part of a judging panel, and I know how hard, even though we couldn't get together to discuss it, I know how hard I found picking between the shortlisted cafes, because there's so many great businesses that are going the extra mile to make cyclists really welcome and provide a fabulous service. And I know how much that's meant to me and to my cycling friends and to all cyclists out there, just to find somewhere that, you know, you can not only get hot coffee and some sugar to fuel you on the way home, but also maybe you can pump up your tires, you've got somewhere safe to leave your bike, etc. It's the thing that for me turns a great ride into a really, really memorable one, is a proper coffee stop. So yeah, the awards are here to celebrate the nation's most cycle-friendly cafes, and as I'm sure I don't need to tell anyone, it's been a bit of a strange year for them. Obviously had to close some of them depending on, you know, where they are in the country, pivot to takeaway only, etc. And so I think this is an extra special year just to give everyone that was nominated an extra special, you know, pat on the back and say thank you for all you do for us cyclists. It's really, really appreciated. So there are 5 categories: England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and Lifetime Achievement Award, which we'll do at the end. So the moment that we've all been waiting for, and just to say that the cafes that win, they will all get a special glass plaque that they'll be able to put up. So people that are watching, hoping that their favourite cafe has won, if it has, you'll be able to go on a little tour and inspect the glass plaque. So that's exciting. So without further ado, start with England. The shortlisted cafes are Cinnamon Cafe in Windsor, Cafe Velo Verde in Nottingham, Spoke Cycles CC in Hertfordshire, Bike Chain Bisso in Cornwall, Look Mum No Hands in London, and Me Cycle in Southport, Merseyside. And the winner is the Cyclist Cafe of the Year in England 2020 is Look Mum No Hands, who are based in London. Look Mum No Hands, which is actually a personal favourite of mine, but you know we still it was a democratic process. Was set up back in 2010, so it's one of the UK's first cycle cafes. As you can see in the picture, it's got really great cycle themed decor. It's got a lovely relaxed atmosphere. It's basically, one judge said, it's a bike lover's dream right in the middle of a busy city. It's yeah, it's just brilliant. It's the kind of place that you can always go into, drop into for a drink, for some advice, to get a sort of some funky caps or watch the Tour de France, whatever. It's got spaces to lock bikes, which is certainly a premium in central London. It's got a workshop, puts all the events on a big screen, and absolutely great food and really, really friendly service. So congratulations, guys. Thank you so much for all you do for all our London cyclists. Second category is Northern Ireland. So the nominees are Cafe Velo of Killylane, County Down, Daft Eddies in County Down, Gilbury Fair in County Down, Picnic Delicatessen in County Down, and the Lockkeepers Inn in Belfast. And the winner is Cyclist Cafe of the Year, Northern Ireland 2020, Picnic in Downpatrick. Picnic is a charming deli which serves hearty home-cooked food. The owners took over in the middle of the pandemic, so they've had a particularly tough time this year, really brave decision. And clearly they are doing everything right because, you know, people raved about them. It's located on a popular cycle route in Northern Ireland, and apparently it's just the place for a big wedge of cake and a nice frothy coffee. So well done, guys. Huge congratulations. Sure we'll see you again next year. Scotland. The nominees for Scotland are the Old Post Office Cafe Gallery in Inverness, Velocity in Inverness, Aberfoyle Bike Cafe in Stirling and Falkirk, the Frothy Bike Company in Dumfries and Galloway, and AE Bike Shop and Cafe, also in Dumfries and Galloway. And the winner of the Cyclist Cafe of the Year in Scotland 2020, for the second time, is Velocity in Inverness. It's the only cafe to have won the awards twice, and it's really easy to see why they're a customer favourite when we started doing our research. It's welcoming to everyone. It's, you know, particularly friendly for beginner cyclists. It gives back to the community. They do a lot of outreach work promoting sustainability and physical and mental well-being. Sorry, that's my dog that you can hear shaking. Would be a big fan if you ever went up there. Loads of activities to get people on bikes to sort of demystify the process, the mechanics, etc. And it serves really great, tasty, healthy, good value vegetarian food. And it just feels like from everything that was said by the nominees, it feels like it just a real community hub. So congratulations, Velocity in Inverness. Wales. Nominees for Wales are One Planet Adventure in Wrexham, North East Wales, Cleopatra's Bistro, also in Wrexham, Cafe Velo in Llantwit Major, the Filling Station Cafe in Monmouthshire, and Plan to Ride Bike Cafe in Cardiff. And the winner for the Wales Cyclist Cafe of the Year Award 2020 is Plan to Ride, based in Cardiff. Plan to Ride encapsulates the spirit of cycling in the great outdoors. It's got a really great location just off the very popular Taff Trail. It's very much particularly focused for mountain bikers who can get very, very muddy. Apparently they're so welcoming. They're brilliant with helping out with all sorts of, you know, essentials and mechanical, etc., etc. They will help with route planning. There's even a hot shower, which anyone that's ever been out on a wet day in Wales will know is very welcome. And they do great cake. What more is there not to love? So well done, guys. Huge congratulations. And the final award is for lifetime achievement, and we don't do a list of shortlisted cafes for this, but the criteria is a little bit different. They have to have been open at least 20 years, which is a really big deal, and it shows that the winner this year, which is Cap Heaton Tea Room in Newcastle, is a pillar of the community. It's a family-run cafe. It's based in a 100-year-old village hall, which just looks fabulous. As you can see, there's loads of space for bikes to be parked. It's a real hotspot for local cyclists in a beautiful area. It brings communities together to share stories of their cycling adventures week on week. It does delicious cakes. It has friendly service. It has a log fire in winter. How great does this sound? And there's just loads and loads of space for everyone to spread out and spread their kit out. So huge congratulations. Here's to the next 20 years, guys. If you want to learn more about this year's Cyclist Cafe of the Year winners and to find more about the work that Cycling UK does to enable more people to get on their bikes in the UK, visit the Cycling UK website at cyclinguk.org. Thank you so much for all of my fellow judges, to everyone that nominated cafes. I'm so pleased to have been involved, and I can't wait to get on my bike and start exploring some of those places. But in the meantime, have a brilliant Christmas, everyone, and stay safe.